Thank you so much, Ramkrishna Garu, also for joining. So, we have 30 more minutes, but let's see what I really wanted to share and quickly share our exchange our insights on meditation and our experiences. So, what is what you know? First of all, like, have you been doing meditation, or have you done and have you had experiences earlier? Ramkrishna Garu and Shrikant and Naresh, you can, even if the video is not on, you can just offer your
Yes, sir.
experience.
For me, yes, I've been exposed to meditation before, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it started with TM transcendental meditation before.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also been practicing sometime for this Patriji's pyramid meditations, Vasmeda Dhyasa,
Mm.
and also Ravi Shankar's meditation techniques.
Okay. And Sudarshan Kriya and breathing exercises, maybe.
And been with also Isha Yoga.
Mm. Wonderful. Shrikant, what has been your experience with meditation and like?
Yeah, I have a couple of years experience. During this 2007 to 2009, I done.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, 2018, 2019 to 2021. I
Mm-hmm.
followed traditional yoga, which is conducted by Dr. Kumar, who is one of the renowned scientists in nuclear physics, especially Baba Atomic Research Center, Hyderabad location. He is
Wow.
conducting traditional yoga, nutritions, and
Mm.
dharanas. Inside of meditation is dharanas.
Mm.
So I'm continuing that one.
Fantastic. So this proves that, we might be taking meditation for granted, but there are scientists who are not taking meditation for granted, and they really are diving deep into exploring the expansiveness of mind and the depth of, what do you call, your understanding that can happen when you go deep
Yes,
within.
sorry for inconvenience, Ranjan. What you said is absolutely correct.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Uh, so what I really wanted to share through all of these sessions, in fact, is the reason, let's explore. The thing is, why meditation? Why do you think, we need, in even talking about meditation, or why do we need meditation? What's your idea, and why do you think we need
To calm
meditation?
our thoughts.
To calm, Naresh says, to calm our thoughts. Ramkrishna Garu, why do you think we need meditation?
I say give some rest to the brain so that
Mm,
it can bring back its creativity, everything. Or I can say like stress reliever.
mm, yeah. So Naresh also was right. When you look at the perspective from, okay, yes, we need to calm the mind. So what occurs to us, and Dilip has again joined. Let us join him. So what occurs to us is that mind is not calm, and there is something that we can do in order to calm the mind and to make it more effective and to make it more productive and to get the desired results in the way that we want to experience it, so that we can feel better about the experience. So that also is right. And uh, the reason I named it as SoulShine Sunday is there is something within us that all of us really want to polish, all of us really want to enhance, all of us really want to shine. And I realize that there are hundreds of different of ways you can do it, but meditation is that uh, one simple thing that is so much available to us, and yet we take it so much for granted. that, sometimes it happens that you have something absolutely for free. When it's available for free, we have the natural resources for free, but we take it for granted. We have our so much of our natural elements available to us, but we take it for granted, and we rely upon artificial things to make it consumable. I somewhere felt that we are so much engaged in consuming synthetic things of mind from outside, instead of focusing on something that is so simple, so readily available, and yet we take it so much for granted at an intellectual level, that we feel that, yeah, because I know about meditation, because I've been doing meditation, I know what it is. But on the other side, I've always felt that meditation is that never, it's an endless journey. It's an endless journey, and you can always keep learning from it. Naresh, can you mute yourself? Yeah, I've muted you. Okay. So now there is a context that I wanted to bring into today's discussion about, uh, uh, when you talk from a point of, context, like Naresh said, stress. Naresh,
I'm able to hear you.
like Naresh said that, from the stress point of view, we want to reduce stress, and Ramakrishna sir might have another opinion, and Shrikant might have another context to look at meditation from. So today's context, I wanted to bring it from a larger perspective of life, and today's context I wanted to share is from the perspective that separation is the seed of scarcity. This is the theme that I wanted to share, and how meditation can help us in this area where we are all stuck in a paradigm of separation, and not understanding that separation is the seed of scarcity. We are talking about this is not there, that is not there, but that's the feeling of scarcity that everybody is going through. If we are talking about stress, then stress is an external symptom. Stress is an external symptom of something, and trying to heal the symptoms would nowhere take us close to addressing the actual context, the context in which the scarcity arises, the context in which the stress arises, the context in which the pain comes. So I was thinking of, like, what is the root of this? What is the cause of this? And I found that in my experience is that scarcity, separation is the scarcity. As long as we think, I am not this universe, I am not connected to the universe, I am not connected to the people, I am not connected to my nation, I am not connected to my surroundings, I am not connected to my society, I am different, he is different, she is different. And the more we go into it, you will see that separation is actually the seed of scarcity, which in itself is actually the cause of the external symptoms of stress, or everything that we approach meditation for. Now, what are some of the signs that you feel separated? I feel that, there are three signs that you are already feeling separated, and one of them is comparison. When you start comparing yourself with others, even if you're watching a YouTube video, and you internally, you are designed, all of a sudden you start comparing yourself with somebody in the video, and you are comparing with their financial status, you are comparing with their health, you are comparing with your, we start comparing with their physique, and there are multiple ways we start comparing. So comparison is that one way where we start either considering ourselves inferior to others, or we start comparing ourselves as superior to others. And when it's very simple. When you compare yourself as inferior to others, you go back sad, go back with lower energy levels, and you go back thinking that, I'm not, I'm not as good as them, and so probably I'll have to do this, I'll have to do that, and you get trapped in the chase game on the outside. On the other side, if you feel, oh, I am very superior to the others, they are stuck there, and I am far more experienced, I am far more superior in my knowledge, then you are being someone who is positioning yourself as inferior or superior to others. But the very reason that you are positioning yourself as inferior or superior to others is because you are thinking that I am not them and they are not me. We are not connected in any form. And the foundation of that is comparing. Comparing is coming from the root called separation. And the next thing is, one of the sign is being judgmental. And if you're being judgmental about somebody or about yourself, there are two ways. You can be judgmental about others, and you can be judgmental about your own self. And knowingly or unknowingly, all of us are judgmental. And let's not say that, no, I'm not judgmental, and just because I'm meditating, I'm not judgmental. There are moments when this is a natural process of life, and there are ample occasions on the outside, and situations in day-to-day life when you are judging yourself, and you are judging yourself, or you are judging somebody you are talking to. Even if it's so possible that you're sitting and judging somebody you don't even know. You are sitting and judging somebody who just you saw on the road somewhere, and you started engaging in a judgmental talk about why they are wearing this kind of a dress, why they are talking like this, why their non-verbal communication is like this, why they use these words. And then you go back to judging yourself as either again back inferior or superior, or good enough or not good enough. So being judgmental about others is also actually not the cause. I'm telling, this is a sign. This is a sign that you are feeling separated. You have this seed of separation, and that is why this is reflecting in the form of you being judgmental. The third sign is not enough, the feeling of not enough. And that is when on the outside you are seeking validation, or you are feeling jealous or envy of what others are creating. So if you come from a feeling of not enoughness, then you are seeking, I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not handsome enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not intellectual enough, I'm not fluent enough, I'm not presentable enough. And you start again, these are all in one way or the other, these are all connected to one another. The moment you come from the feeling of the being of not enoughness, what do? You start seeking validation from outside, and you want to attach some external value to yourself, and to show people that I am good enough, I am smart enough, I am intellectual enough, I am knowledgeable enough, I am experienced enough. And you want to add titles and tags, and so much of external validation from outside. And you dress for others, you try to impress others, you speak for others, but you have fear of being vulnerable. You don't want to be seen as somebody who has challenges. You don't want to be seen as somebody who has problems, and somebody who is a normal human being who has issues in life. And you don't want to be seen as somebody sometimes is not in a right frame of mind, and that we need help at some times, and we don't want to be seen as somebody who is seeking help. And we want to position ourselves as the best in everything, instead of actually being the best. And this is when you start focusing more on attracting attention of others than sharing value, or than actually learning from them. The other way is when you're not enough, then you are looking at others, you are comparing, you are being judgmental, and then you start being jealous of them, or you start being envy of them. And you say, oh yeah, wow, good, he's doing good, not everybody can do that. And but inside there is a feeling, there is an envy that he's not as good as me, or she's not as good as me, but then they are successful. And I am much better than them, and I don't know how they are able to create it and why I am not able to create it kind of feelings. And secretly you start envying them, or secretly you start being jealous of them in a way that is putting yourself down to them or putting yourself above them. But these feelings are coming from your actual feeling of not enoughness, and this can creep into your relationships, this can creep into your presentations, this can creep into your business, this can creep into anything that you're creating on the outside. But I'll tell you, these are all signs on the outside, whether it is comparison, whether it is judgmental, and whether it is being not enough, the feeling of not enoughness. All of these have the seed of separation, and they create the feeling of separation creates the feeling of scarcity, and that is where you start comparing with others, or you start judging others, or you start feeling that I'm not enough. Now, how does meditation help in addressing this issue? What I felt is that meditation, as long as you're being judgmental, as long as you're feeling not enoughness, as long as you are comparing yourself with others, I've seen that you're obsessed about the content outside. You are obsessed, your mind is obsessed about the product outside which is being visible, but you are missing the point that there is a container which is containing the content. And the journey of meditation, the experience of meditation, what I learned is that my wisdom I want to share, and I'm not saying that this is the truth, I'm just sharing my perspective on this, that meditation helps you create a space to move from content to container. Your perspective shifts from content obsession to being a container that creates the content. So you stop being externally driven and you become intrinsically motivated, and you become that container which is creating the content which makes you feel come alive, which makes you feel thrive. And the transition happens in your perspective from being a content driven person to container creation person. And container is, when you approach life from being a container, you expand as a space. Your consciousness expands and it starts uniting with the world outside, instead of you being a small piece of content which is separated from others, which feels alone, which feels lonely. You become a container which welcomes everybody into your space. And that happens through the practicing. What actually happens, I feel, is that when you're meditating and when you are creating that space of expansive consciousness, and you start becoming the container which is holding these emotions, instead of somebody who's getting swayed away by these emotions. You become the container which is holding these thoughts, instead of somebody who is getting swayed away by the thoughts. And you become the container, conscious container, who's holding these feelings and these all these things that you experience, container of the experience in altogether, than the content of the container. And then you start respecting others also as the containers, and stop judging them for their content. Stop judging them for how they appear on the outside. Stop judging them for their knowledge or their titles, and stop comparing yourself with their content. Instead, you very well are established and grounded in the reality that they are a container like you, and they are no different. They are not bigger or a smaller container. They are a container. The reality is they are a container, and you are an individualized unit of soul, and you are a container. And I realized that practicing meditation is like practicing 3 things. Practicing being aware. We all talk about awareness, and I very much agree that awareness is the key. Awareness is the key, and that's probably the reason everything that is designed on the outside, it's like an illusion which is attacking your awareness. Every media, every news, everything on the outside is so designed to capture your attention, because everybody knows that your attention, your awareness is the key. And once I have your awareness, then I have everything about you. And so meditation is something that I find that it brings you back to the space where you become fully aware about everything that is happening, and you become conscious of who you are being in that moment, and gradually you start becoming aware of the kind of thoughts that you are engaging. It's not about how you manipulate thoughts or how you maneuver yourself. What I'm bringing back is the foundation that meditation gives you the space. It helps you create the space where you can be more and more aware of what actually is happening. And that's why you move from content driven to context driven, and you become the context. You become the container in which the content is being produced, instead of you being the consumer of the content from outside. The second thing which I found meditation is, it helps you become available. Awareness happens, you become aware when you are present, when you are available there in the moment. And the biggest challenge today is you being available to somebody, whether you are a parent, whether you are a husband or a wife, or a father or a son or a teacher, or a speaker or a trainer or a businessman or a business leader. The challenge is, are you available? Are you available in the moment when you're talking to your subordinates? Are you available in the moment when you are talking to your child? Are you available in the moment when you're talking to your spouse? Are you available in the moment for your own self? How often we talk about getting bored, and we feel as if, the element of being boring needs something from the outside to make your own self interesting to your own self. What a surprise. You feel boring in your own company, and then you need something on the outside to make you seem interesting to your own self. What could be the reason? The reason is that you have challenges being available for yourself. And imagine if you are having challenges of being available for your own self, how can you even be available for your own son? How can you be available for your spouse? How can you be available for your client? Because being availability is not being, I'm not talking about being absent-minded. I'm saying being availability is being fully present in the moment. And meditation is that simple thing that's available to us, which can help you become more and more present, instead of you getting entangled in your own thoughts when somebody is already talking to you. Yeah, Naresh.
You can share a small example in this availability of which quality.
Yeah, Naresh.
Quality availability.
Yeah, Naresh. Let's say you have a business and you have a client who has come to you, and client has just come to you, and the client has started speaking, and there are two things that can be available. If I am available in the moment, I will not be planning ahead of what he is speaking. Rather, I would be fully available. I would be fully available in the moment to listen to him so thoroughly, and listen to him not for just my understanding, but listen to him from where he is coming, what exactly he's trying to convey, what is the context that he's coming from, before I start sharing my thought and my opinion, or even thinking about that. See, if you asked me a question, and let's say you said Ranjan, and then you said, can you add something? But let us say, the moment you said Ranjan, let us say you said Ranjan, I start creating my own thinking. Oh, Naresh is going to say something. Oh, Naresh is going to talk about something. And I start planning about how I'm going to respond to Naresh. Then I'm not available in the moment. Then I'm not available in being available in the moment consciously. And I'm not even letting the person know that I am listening to you. And this is what I say, the culture of most organizations is defined by three things: how people listen in that organization, how people learn in that organization, or whether it is business, and how people lead conversations in that business or company. These three things are the things that decide the culture of the business: how you listen, how you learn, and how you lead. But all this is possible only when you are truly available in the moment to the person who is speaking with you and sharing with you, even if it is your child or anybody. Now, there is another example I would like to tell you, Naresh, because it can be put in different contexts. Let's say your child comes to you and your child has started saying, Dad, let's go to a movie. Let's go to a movie. Now, instead of trying to understand why today he wants to go to a movie, why is he asking me? Is there anything special, or is there some feeling that he's undergoing that he's trying to run away from by watching a movie? Or is he actually seeking your company in the form of a movie so that he can spend time with you? Let's say, as a dad, I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying you, Naresh, it could be me also. So let's say, as a dad, I come to a conclusion that movie watching is not good. And so I don't want to spoil my children by watching movies and giving them more of screen time. Or I see that, no, you have been watching movies very excessively these days. So you need to study, and your exams are coming, and this thing and that thing. And I start shouting on him, or I start controlling him, or I start manipulating him, instead of trying to understand where is he coming from. Then I'm thinking like, I am being somebody who is not bothered about the context in which the person is trying to convey to me, because I am not being available. But let us say I start being available to that person, whoever it is. The moment I'm available, there are two things happening. First thing, I'm not being judgmental. And even if I'm being judgmental, then since I am being available, I will know that it is my judgment that is making me speak this. And instead of that, I can just put my judgment aside, and I can just listen to this person and see in what context he is coming to me. And your availability is to so extent that you will not even form an answer unless the person has completely stopped from his side. So the communication is, I will start when you stop, you will start when I start, because I will have to make space for you and be available for you, instead of coming from judgment about you, or comparison about you, or about my impression about you. So hope this gives a brief idea, Naresh.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
absolutely fantastic. So the third thing that I feel that meditation helps us practicing being is accessible. You are aware, you are more aware when you are more available in the moment, more present in the moment. Then you start becoming accessible. And again, connecting to that, a client would really want to connect with you in multiple ways, or a person would want to become more connected to you in multiple ways when they feel that you're accessible. And accessibility creates connection. Accessibility builds natural rapport, where you are not trying to impress the person, but you become naturally accessible. And you, instead of doing something in order to attract the attention, you become so accessible to them that they naturally become interested in you, and they connect to you at a deeper level, at a human level, than just at a transactional level. So the relationship then grows from being transactional to transformative, where there is always a communication happening for a win-win. Instead of I win, you lose, or you lose, I win, there is a kind of unity that becomes, because the person now knows that you are accessible, that if I'm feeling something, I can share with you, instead of playing a psychological gimmick or a negotiation strategy. When you become accessible and I want to do business with you, and since you are accessible, I'll say, see Naresh, I think the price is this much, and this is what I feel, because I have been comparing with these other options that I have. Can you help me? And then the person would trust you, because you have demonstrated to them that I am available, I am listening to you fully, I care about your presence, and I'm aware of the context that you're coming from, and I'm being accessible. And the moment you are being accessible, you have conveyed a form of respect to that person subtly, and which happens naturally. And then the person appreciates your presence and starts communicating. Now, all this doesn't need so much of strategy or a transactional way of dealing with it. Or instead, I would say that meditation is that easy way. I've experienced that it actually starts helping you be more aware, be more available, and be more accessible to everybody. And I'm not talking just about business. I'm talking about your spouse. I'm talking about your, most of the times you must have seen, even before they have completed saying something, you actually are looking for an answer, or you have an answer inside. And if that is happening, then either you are not aware, or you are not available, or you are not accessible, because you are filled with your own contamination of thoughts. I would say you are filled with you're entangled in your own presence, and you are already judging, you are already comparing, or already you are passing some remarks in your mind. You might be behaving very decently on the outside, but in the inside you are not available. You are already consumed by your own thoughts. So meditation is that activity that I found. It creates a space where you can be aware. You can expand your capacity, I would say your innate capacity for clarity, connection, and creation, by being more aware, by being more available, and by being more accessible in the moment for everybody whoever you are dealing with. And I would say this helps you create the impact right there to the person right in front of you, instead of trying to impact 1,000 people who are not there. And if impact is about what you are doing with the person right in front of you, and if you can do that, you will already have made your impact at a global level. And meditation is that easiest way that can help you do that, and bring you into the moment, and make you seem so accessible even by the outside world. Yes, Naresh, Srikanth, and Ramakrishna Garu, Sai Manoj. I don't know who is Sai Manoj. Can you turn your videos on for a moment before we close our today's session? Yeah. So would love to listen your insights. What did you learn, and what would you love to share?
Hello.
Yeah, Naresh, we can, yeah.
The most certain thing is this one, the availability with
Yes.
our body present and mind present.
Yes. Absolutely. Because why do you think, Naresh, Do you really feel that? Yes, that is absolutely important, and we are taking it for granted, sometimes even knowingly, or, or we are so habituated of doing that. Even whether it is, we get carried away in the moment. Hi, Sai Manoj. What?
Hi, sir. Hi, sir.
Hi. So I think
It was
you lost a little bit in the early session. So hope you got the essence of what we were sharing in the last
yes, sir.
conversation. So what's your thought, Sai Manoj?
Firstly, I was very happy to be in your meeting, sir. It was really wonderful experience, and thanks for Ramakrishna, sir, for me inviting me over here.
Fantastic.
And I was like, got to know that in our everyday, like we need to neglect a lot of things. We need to, we will feel self demotivate ourselves.
Yeah.
We will downgrade ourselves while comparing to the others, like above or below. And whenever we judge anything about others, like we will obviously not form a good relationship. So we don't need to judge anyone. We need to be aware mainly. So awareness comes with the help of meditation only.
Absolutely. We take it for granted. We know that meditation is good. We know that, and at the same time, I'm not talking about, I am committed to 60 minutes of meditation every day. I woke up today also at 5:30 and I meditated till 6:30, and it has become part of my life. I'm more committed to it. And I realize that it's not taking meditation as an exercise, not taking meditation as an activity. I feel that when it becomes a way of life, it is like, it is your space. It is your time. When you are present for yourself, when you are being with yourself, and then you don't even have to think that, oh, I should not judge others. Instead, you are being you gradually start being non-judgmental. You become somebody who is just coming from love, who is just being present for others. Imagine a whole family. Imagine you being a son, or you being a daughter, or you being a father or a brother, who is so fully present for his parents, who is so fully present for his family, who is so fully present for his work, and friends and everybody. Imagine if one family creates that environment. Imagine the impact that it's going to have on the world. Is a beautiful flower. People think that nobody knows, but I'll tell you, a beautiful flower in the forest is also a beautiful flower, and it is doing its own role. It is playing its own role in adding beauty to this universe. So it doesn't matter where you are. What matters is, are you available? Are you aware? Are you accessible? And are you being present? And meditation is that simplest thing that is possible to all of us, available to all of us. And yet we feel, oh yeah, we know about meditation. Yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And that's when I would like to ask, what if you are so available that people appreciate being in your presence? What if you are so available that people love you for your presence? What if you are so available that your parents are so happy because you are here? Your children are so happy because you are here, instead of just because of what you are giving to them. So that matters, and I believe meditation is the easiest way to help you feel more connected with everyone around, whether it's personal life or professional life. Yeah, Srikanth, thank you. Sai Manoj, thank you for your amazing feedback.
Sir, I have just 2 questions, like you can answer at the end of the session.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Srikanth.
Yeah, connectivity.
Yeah.
It's not a just person to person connectivity. It's a universal connectivity. Always being present. It's almost 25 to 30 minutes time. We done a meditation for 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
So it's all about availability, accessibility. So when you're explaining each and everything, means I'm listening, means that's I'm doing my meditation.
Yes.
So
yeah, truly.
So
when you're truly aware, and when I say meditation, I'm not just saying that you need to close your eyes and you need to sit in Padmasana and doing that thing. In fact, even if you go to a place and just sit silently for 1 hour, observing and listening to what is happening around you, I think that's also the beautiful form of meditation. Osho used to say, there are 108 types of meditation, and if you are in a state of flow, you are already meditating. And doing something that's you get so engrossed in it is also a state of meditation. So I think there are multiple ways you can do it with no limitation to time. Beautiful. Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Ramkrishna garu.
Yeah, what I can say is like I already got enough stuff for few days. I just write down bullet points of what you are saying. I think it is giving me enough stuff. Maybe for some few weeks.
Beautiful.
I'm looking
Beautiful.
for the next session on
Beautiful.
to meet you. Yeah. And yes,
Thank you.
also
Yeah.
I see Sai Manoj is coming to session. Good. I make impact on one at least. So
Absolutely. You know,
session.
when you know something is good, I tell people, I think Naresh, it was with you I was sharing the other day when I said that when you know something and you don't do it or you don't let others know, it is actually a disservice. I don't know whether it is Naresh or somebody I was talking earlier. When I said that if you know something and you're not sharing about it, then it is a disservice. You're
Yes,
not
it's to me with us only, like in our conversation.
In our conversation. Absolutely.
On Saturday.
Yeah. And I told Naresh, we were having a healthy discussion, and I told, then you see, if something is possible to you and you know it and you're not doing it, that is you just, it is not just limited to you. You are doing a disservice of what is being given to you. You are doing a even if my presence can make a small difference, then that is the best way to start in your life everywhere. And at least to see that you're not doing a disservice by what you know, and universe has planted a seed in you, and universe wants to know what you are doing with it. And if you are telling back the universe, thank you so much for giving, I don't want to share, I don't want to be anywhere, and I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be vulnerable, then you are telling the universe that I'm not the right container. So yes, thank you so much, Ramkrishna garu. I have seen you.
Thank
We
you
have
so
been
much,
in
sir.
touch. You just demonstrated what is possible to learn. And I think it was yesterday with somebody else also I was sharing that value is always created by somebody who is listening, not by somebody who's speaking. Value is always created by somebody who's listening. The one who is speaking is obviously he's committed to share, so he will share and he's sharing. But value is created in the receiver's mind. It is never created in the giver's mind.
And I strongly believe sharing is caring. So thank you for your caring.
Thank you so much, Ramkrishna garu. You're most welcome. And I appreciate your commitment. Yeah, Dilip, do you have anything to share? Can I see your face? Are you available, Dilip? Oh, yeah.
I'm listening the previous section, and it tells about the meditation and the importance of the meditation, and what the concept we can learn, and what the concepts we are avoid, and many more things I understand, but this from this class, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dilip. Thank you for being available, and welcome to SoulShine Sundays. And I'm committed to help all of us grow at a soul level and add more value. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sai Manoj, you had 2 questions. So let me quickly answer them. I'll try to answer them.
Yes. So the first thing is like the importance of meditation. I have understood. Why we need to meditate, and these things. What are the benefits we are getting while doing meditation? But the thing is like how much time we need to do and how to do it. As you said, like there are multiple meditations available. They have different names and number of names,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I used to went one type of meditation one time, and went to another type of meditation going to another time, and I later disperse it. Means like I just avoided it because of time waste and some kind of reason of demotivating factor, lack of demotivation. So how do we get motivating factor to go into continuously meditation without any distraction? And which type of meditation would you suggest? How to do it?
Fantastic, Sai. You gave a beautiful question to me to actually address, and I will share my experience in this. I will try to share, and anything that I'm speaking is I'm not saying that this is the truth. So I'm just giving my perspective on this, and you can explore with it. See, there are different kinds of meditations. I basically divide them into traditional way of meditation and synthetic way of meditation, or a natural way of meditation and synthetic way of meditation. So I'm not saying this is the way it has to be divided. There can be 100 types, but for my own convenience of understanding, I just segregated them into a very natural way of meditation, and the other is a synthetic way of meditation. Now let me tell you what is synthetic first of all. Synthetic way of meditation is where you are doing something. You are actively engaged. Either you are doing a japa, or you are doing, reciting a mantra, or you are focusing on your breath, or you are focused on creative visualization, and you are trying to focus on something. So I would call them, in one way or the other, that you are engaged in manufacturing something there, in manufacturing the experience. So there is nothing about good or bad. It's like, what do you want to do it for? First of all, the clarity of what you want to do it for. So if you are in a process of visualizing your goal and creating your dream life, and all this kind of stuff, then absolutely creative visualization definitely helps, and it helps you accelerate your journey to your dream life, and it changes, it makes you experience your future in the present at a cellular level by creating those visualizations and emotional feelings and adding that. That's one thing. If you are trying to, let's say you are trying to improve your focus, and when you're trying to improve your focus, then if you're talking about concentration, then let's say you are doing a japa, or you are focused on a mudra, and you're focused on, let's say, your agya chakra, and you're focused at one part of the body, or you're focused on a dot in front of you, or some object in front of you, then you're training your mind to be focused, and that's what your purpose of meditation is there. Now this is all good. I explored for years with all these kinds of meditations, the Joe Silva meditation, Shakti Gawain's creative visualizations. I've been through different kind of spiritual initiations of Ramakrishna Mission, Ramchandra Mission, and many Sri Aurobindo's meditation methods, and all these kinds of things, where we were doing all these practices. And I'm just saying that they are two different. I'm not saying that this is good or that is good. So you need to be a good judge. You will be a better judge for yourself. Now, the other kind which I felt so comfortable doing in the last 4 to 5 years is just being silent observer in solitude. Just being silent observer in solitude. And I don't make it a point that I have to close my eyes. I don't make it a point that I have to sit in a certain way. I don't make it a point that I have to focus here or focus there or something. So I'm just being available in the moment for all the thinking that is happening, all the psychological process that I'm undergoing, all the noises that I'm hearing, all the people who are chattering around me or somewhere, but I am just being available there in the moment. I'm not trying to consciously do something or project something. Instead, I'm just being present there. And I loved this experience. And if while sitting, all of a sudden, if you feel like closing your eyes, then I close my eyes. If all of a sudden I feel like sitting in a certain posture, then I'll sit in that posture. But I don't consciously choose or decide to do it. And it could be, you could be sitting in a park somewhere, in front of a pond somewhere. You could go for a 1 hour, just a light walk on your terrace when there is nobody around, and maybe you are there, but you are with yourself. Primarily, you are with yourself. That is also meditation. So instead of being obsessed about the structure of the meditation, I moved, after 20 years of practice, I moved to a simple way of being aware, where I just sit and I am silent. I'm not talking, I'm silent. I can be open-eyed or closed-eyed, but I am just being aware. I'm not trying to do anything about my thinking. I'm just being present for them. And if in that moment an emotion or feeling is trying to come out of me, then I become more available on the feeling, and I become so available sometimes that I am letting these feelings come out and express them. And sometimes I feel them coming out of me biologically, and I feel the pain in my gut, and I feel like crying, and I feel that kind of stress in my gut, and the gut wrenching feelings, because some emotions are trying to be expressed, because I'm becoming so available in the moment. Then I become more and more available, and I let it come out, and I let it express itself through me. If there is some anger that is coming out, I make it come out. I become more available to it. Instead of I doing something, I let it come out of me, and I experience that. And sometimes there are emotions which were stuck, and when I was 5 years old, when I was 6 years old, when I was 10 years old, and I become so available that I let them come out of me. Instead of I running away from them, I become available to experience them in the moment. So this is for the first question that you asked me. For the second question of time duration, I would say, please don't take it as an exercise. Don't force yourself to meditate. Instead, I would say, sit for whatever time, whatever length of time you feel comfortable doing it. Let's say I'm comfortable doing for 5 minutes. Let me not compare with somebody who's doing for 50 minutes. Let me do this for 5 minutes. And I'll tell you what happens when you do for 5 minutes. First thing, your sense of worth goes high, because you're doing something that you consider highly valuable. Do you hear that? When you're doing something which you internally feel that it is highly valuable, and you do it, you are adding to your sense of value, personal worth, and you feel good about yourself. And the second thing is, when you even if it is 5 minutes or 2 minutes, when you do what you are saying that you will do, remember, you will always become what you say you will become. When you do what you want to do, or what you say you will do, you will always become what you want to become, or what you say you will become. So it could be 5 minutes or 2 minutes, but if you said, let me meditate for 5 minutes, and you do it, you have given evidence to your subconscious mind that I do what I say I will do, and I'm capable of doing it. And then you become more available to the universe as its container, and you prove yourself a better container. You see that? Now, after you do for 5 minutes, then you naturally, after 1 week, you can play around with 5 more minutes, sitting there, trying to be comfortable, not trying to force yourself into a competitive way of meditating, just sitting there. And I promise you, if you read this book called Kundalini, written by Pandit Gopi Krishna, I read it in 1997. Right, Pandit Gopi Krishna was an enlightened soul then, and I'll tell you, he started from 5 minutes of meditation, but he expanded to 3 hours of meditation, and 3 hours of meditation comfortably, not saying stretching, comfortably. He could lose himself for exactly 3 hours into the universe. but he expanded it from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20. So I am right now very comfortable at 1 hour of meditation, 60 minutes of meditation. And at the moment, I am not even planning to go beyond that. I am not taking it like a project. I am more about experiencing that than making it an accomplishment or an achievement. It's not an achievement, it's an experience. So I am just being more available to. So I would recommend that start from small, do it so much regularly, and create evidence to yourself that yes, I'm doing it. And that is when you start experiencing those 5 minutes. And then you can do 5 minutes in the morning or 5 minutes in the evening. Then you can make it 10 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. And you can create your own structure. But I would recommend, if you're starting, go small. There is no rush. Universe is not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. We are going deeper and deeper into ourselves. I hope that answers your question, Manoj.
Sir, like how many hours, like while doing meditation, can it reduce the sleep time? Like, can we just answer science behind sleeping?
Naresh, yeah, definitely, Naresh. Can we all have our videos on, so that I can, once before Naresh leaves, I can take Srikanth, can you have a video on Dilip, so that we can have a memory of this first launch of our SoulShine Sunday? Srikanth and Dilip, can you have your videos on once before Naresh leaves? Naresh is actually traveling, but I truly appreciate his commitment to join us today. Thank you so much, Naresh, for joining us today, and will be joining. I love that. Thank you. Naresh, you can leave. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naresh.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, yes, Sai, you were asking something. I'm sorry, I got distracted a bit.
Just a small question, sir. Like,
Yeah.
How many hours do you suggest to sleep, like, for a healthy body?
I would say, there is no point. I don't believe in less sleeping, but I believe in. But what I felt is that somebody who needs more than 8 hours of sleeping, there is some shift that has to happen in the lifestyle. Either they are exhausting themselves, or they are not feeding their body with good nutrition, or it's just for me, I tried 4 hours, I tried 5 hours, I tried 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, but always I felt good at 8 hours. My whole life I have felt at 8 hours. Anything below 8 hours, I know that I'm not fully functional at an optimal level. So I prefer to sleep for 8 hours on a whole. And I have also seen that I feel very highly functional and highly energetic when I have at least a 10 to 15 minute nap in the afternoon, whether it is a small relaxation or something, but I feel that that my body needs that. So that's way. And meditation, I would highly recommend. If there are sleep issues, I would recommend not more than 5 to 10 minutes of meditation in the evening, and more meditation in the morning. And and for better sleep, the highest recommended thing that I found is being in the sunlight for minimum 30 minutes every day, so that your eyes get sunlight. That's one thing. And preferably food a little earlier, so that your body rejuvenates in the sleep when there is no food in your stomach. Yes, I.
Thank you so much, sir. It was like wonderfully and beautifully explained by you. And can I share my experience, like small, if possible?
How much time it would take?
20 seconds.
Yeah. Are we all okay? Srikanth, Ramakrishna Garu, and Dilip, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, just 1 month, we'll wind up.
Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Sure.
Yeah. Sai Manoj.
Sir, like in the last week, I was like felt very low myself. Like I have a career gap, and I was like stuck. I felt lonely myself, and I was like in a situation wherein not being connected with the more people, connected with the people. Like I don't speak with everyone because like everyone is asking what you do, what you do. I was like doing sometimes freelancing, but I not able to showcase myself, and I not able to speak with everyone. So, but fortunately, with the help of Ramakrishna Garu, one of the member over here, he helped me to motivate. Like you need to do something, otherwise you don't talk with. He explained like a lot of things. You need to maintain a journal, and you need to be like this. So these things will really have an impact for me. Like I don't say like I am working on it continuously, but little bit change happened. And today I thought like I need to move somewhere. I need to travel somewhere to just find myself and to again start my work with a new journey. And fortunately I had your session, and like I got a lot of tips from you as well. So I really from my heart thankful for you, and as well as Ramakrishna Garu for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sai Manoj. Thank you so much. And yes, you're very true. I always believe that for myself, I always tell myself that I'm a conscious creation. And we create ourselves consciously every single moment. We are never a finished product. We are always a product in the making. We are always in the process. And remember, you are the creator of yourself. And meditation helps you become a conscious creator of the person who is going to create your life. Thank you so much for being here and creating so great value out of what you learned here. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ramakrishna Garu. Thank you, Shrikant.
Ranjan, if you never mind, can I add one more point here?
Yes, please, Shrikant.
Yeah, hi Sai, and everyone hi. So the same coincidence here. When Sai is saying I lost some job and he is unable to come out his face, and he unable to show his face, I personally feel the same cycle. It's almost not a coincidence. It's a cycle. It's a cyclic process. I got one job. I lost another one. I lost one. I got one more. I lost another one. And last in 2019 also I got another good. 2021 I got a good job. It's okay, good. But in the 2022 I lost once again. I lost connection with myself. But the dharana and it's what I believe, the traditional yoga dharana and then the meditation and the thinking of in depth myself, that give me a positive way. So yes, I will get my job. Yes, the universe will give me right now. Now I'm working as one more engineer. I got a new job also. I'm started working here. So this is all about the coincidence. And even how can I say? So yes, coming to this coming to this podium is also not a coincidence. So bring me once again here. I thought at 8:30, it's almost 8:30, I can join it or not. So let me try it once. So that I started at beginning at 8:30. So anyway, thank you very much, Ranjan. Thank you, Sai and Ramakrishna and Dilip.
Thank you so much, Shrikant. Thank you so much, Sai, Dilip. Thank you, Ramakrishna Garu. So let's meet next Sunday, and let's create a ripple effect of all the learnings about it, and let's get more committed to meditation. And as you are rightly saying, knowing about meditation will not make any difference. What I believe is meditating is what will make difference. So let's keep meditating, and let's keep joining back with more insights and more experiences which will go beyond meditation. And I'll be sharing my experiences. Let's all be committed to doing more of it and create better experience. Love you all.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Ramakrishna Garu, Dilip, Shrikant, and
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Let's connect next week, Sunday, in SoulShine Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.